So I have you for a couple more minutes. What I like to do at the end of these, I open baseball cards. I have a fan here, right? Let's look at some baseball cards. I got a pack of 1990 Fleer. That's we'll just look at them in 1990.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sorry, 91.
All right. Maybe got a good Jack Clark in there.
All right, we're gonna start with
Is there any gum in there?
No gum. These are.
Gum.
We got. I'm gonna show it to the folks at home first. Francisco Cabrera.
He was good.
He had the big hit for the Braves in '92, but not a great card. All right, classic '80s player here. Had some issues. I love Doc Gooden though.
Guy was phenomenal. I got to respect the guy that's too hungover to go to his parade the next day. Doesn't get out of bed.
Well, they're going to do a thing on the 86 Mets. So I'm a Cardinal fan, and somehow the 86 Mets are one of my all-time favorite teams. I'm supposed to hate the Mets. As a kid, they just beat the shit out of everyone. I mean, and they didn't care, and they did curtain calls. They did all this stuff, and they were all on coke, which is even better.
They were a bunch of dicks, Dykstra, Hernandez. They're just a bunch of jerks. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, those were fun years. I don't know if you talked to Artie. I was just curious if you've heard from him or how's he doing.
Nobody knows. He's MIA, and who knows? He'll pop up and they'll start doing 19 different podcasts.
This guy is a former Cardinal, and I consider him a great. We got Tony Pena here.
Tony Pena, now he was solid. He was good. He was a great catcher, man. He could throw from his knees and throw people out.
And he had flair. He sat down with the leg down, but that wasn't even for.
Right.
What's crazy about that, and I remember announcers always saying, maybe that's going to be hard for him to throw. What I heard later is he was doing that to get a low enough target for his pitchers. He wanted to be low, and he said, the way I get down low is to get down there. It wasn't a flair thing, so I love Tony Pena.
I thought maybe one of his balls was stuck to his leg, and he was stretching it out. So
Bob Malacky does nothing for me. I remember him as an O's.
Malacky, didn't he pitch for? I think he pitched for the Mets a little while too. I remember him, Malacky.
I don't know. Well, I remember him that year. Not great. Terry Kennedy. We had this guy just on the last time we had this exact same card. Terry Kennedy, former Cardinal. He was a Giant though. Here, I was hoping to find you some '89 Giants. Like Kevin Mitchell, but he was on that '89 team. Backup catcher.
I don't remember him too much. I know the name, but I don't remember him being on the Giants.
I'm going to skip through this one. Bill Kruger, just a pitcher guy. This is what happened. You get some bad cards. Did you open baseball cards as a kid? You do this?
Yeah, my kid's all into him. He's 10, so he's into the baseball. We get some old one football and stuff like that. So it's always great opening cards.
Someone said this guy's name just this week on a radio show I was listening to, and they mentioned how great he was in center field, and I forgot. And then I remembered Devon White was the most
the Royals, right?
Yeah, underrated, and he's at this point in the Angels. He played for the Blue Jays too, but this guy he covered a lot of ground and was underrated back then. Devo.
Was he on the Royals too, or no?
Maybe late.
Okay.
I don't know.
The Blue Jays, Blue Jays, Angels,
Got a Royal here for you, Mike McFarland. Yeah.
McFarland.
Yeah. We're not really good here. Edwin Nunez. Pass. All right, this guy had a great. I don't know if he's got it here. Oh, he's shaved it. I remember this guy pitching for the White Sox. His name is Barry Jones. He used to have a great Fu Manchu, but he had shaved it.
I don't remember Barry Jones.
Yeah, he's shaved it by now. Yeah, really good Fu Manchu. This is a bad pack here. Mickey Morandini.
Oh yeah, he was good.
He was a Philly,
Phillies loved him. He was a scrappy player.
Okay, here's a good one.
Isn't this ridiculous that we know all this stuff, like this knowledge? Why? From 1990, where, that guy, maybe put his leg out like that. Like, we don't know most things that we should know, we don't know. But we know about Mickey Morandini and Pena putting his leg out, stretching it.
As a 12-year-old, this is a God-honest truth. There was less teams, but if I was at the ball game and I saw that it said 26 KC versus 54 New York Yankees, I knew that Steve Farr was pitching for the Kansas City Royals and Brian Fisher was pitching for the Yankees. I knew every number of every pitcher in Major League Baseball. Wow. That's the only thing I ever learned at 12 years old. Right, it seems bad. This guy I did get to interview. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. In 1996, he was the MVP. And then he passed away. I can't remember if it was a suicide or something bad, but he passed away young.
Yeah, I think he overdosed.
And he was on.
Remember, he got caught. He came out and he said he did steroids when he won. Was he the MVP? He won later in his career, and he said he was all up on steroids the whole time. He was one of those guys that exposed all those guys.
Yeah, and I don't sit here promote my interview, but I was a kid when I interviewed him, and he was just so mellow. He had a cup of coffee, and I remember thinking, this is the most mellow, chill guy I've ever met in base. They're mostly strung, high strung. He was an interesting guy. I only got 2 cards left. I'll only show Ed Whitson as my last one. I love the Padre uniform.
Ed Whitson, yeah.
He was a Yankee.
He went to the Yankees and bombed.
Yeah.
He got a big contract with the Yankees. He couldn't handle the pressure in New York, and they booed him out.
So that's what happens when you open.
It was all over him.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's what happens when you open baseball cards. Though sometimes you get a good pack. What did we have? We had Ken Caminiti. We had a few, but nothing. We're not going to be making a lot of money off that pack, so I'll have to keep opening these up, I guess.
What happened with the whole baseball cards because they used to be worth a ton, and then all of a sudden they just dropped and they weren't worth any money? I forgot what happened with how that happened.
So, through 1980, there was only one company, Topps. Then there was 3, Donruss and Fleer. And then by 1988, 89, that was like a huge. This is when I was a kid too. Like the baseball card, it just became, hey, Upper Deck's making baseball cards, and now Topps is making their own. So they oversaturated, and then there's everyone, and then they made a ton of them, so they weren't as rare. Like that Mickey Mantle 1950. There's like a 1951 Mickey Mantle, I think, is like worth $1 million, and there's probably only 30 of them out there. They only printed that many, so. That's what
happened. Okay, because my friend used to collect, and he said they're worth all this, and then one day he's like, they're worth shit now. So I wasn't sure what happened, but I remember I sold my base. I had a girlfriend. I moved down to Florida. I'm 16 years old. I got a girlfriend, and I wanted to see her so bad. I sold my whole baseball card collection to get a flight back from Florida to New Jersey to see her. And it was some guy in a van that I met like an alley. I forget how we met that he wanted to buy my cards. My cards were probably worth $10,000. I sold for $350. I had, Willie Mays. I had McCovey's, early 70s. Wow. All these cards from the 60s. My dad had these cards, and I sold them just to go meet this girl.
How was it?
From some shady guy in a van.
Was it worth it?
No, because she broke up. No, it wasn't. Because the day I got up there, I couldn't see it till the next day, right? I couldn't see it the night I came in, so I went to a party with my friends. He took me to this party. And it was like the spin the bottle party broke out. And I was making out with this girl. And she left a big hickey on my neck. And my girlfriend saw it the next day, and that was it.
Spin the bottle parties. Now, are the kids doing that these days? I don't know. I don't talk to many kids, but you have one. Are they?
I don't think so. They probably get right to it. We at least, got to work for it.
Yeah, they're doing it over the phone. There's all this technology.